We're recording live today at the 2025 TEDCO Expo. My name is Chris Frew, founder of BioBuzz Networks, and it's a pleasure today to be joined by TEDCO's CEO, Troy Lemalstovo.
Always good to be with you, Chris. I always appreciate all your support of everything we do at TEDCO, particularly today. It's been a super day.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate the partnership with you, and congratulations on a day here at the TEDCO Expo.
The last TEDCO Expo.
The last. This is the swan song, huh?
This is it, the finale.
Yes. Well, so tell me, what does this day mean to you? What does the Expo mean to you?
Yeah, no, thanks for that, Chris. As I said earlier today, this is about our entrepreneurs and the innovators. And in TEDCO, we like to talk about how we touch an entrepreneur to accelerate their journeys. And so today is about a super touch. And it's about accelerating. And I think we'll talk a little bit more about foreign direct investment, which is fine. But how do we give them the resources they need to propel them? Because I believe, Chris, that if we can just get 10, 15% of our companies in Maryland growing faster than the national average, the rest of the world will look at us and say, what the heck is going on in Maryland? And there will be an accretion of value, not just to that 10% that's growing faster, but to the other 90% too. So we just need 10% of these entrepreneurs to grow faster than the average. And I truly believe that will become the inflection point or the tipping point. I know some people like the tipping point, creating real value here in Maryland.
You know, investment and funding is such a crucial part of that, which I know TEDCO does. But we've interviewed a lot of entrepreneurs today, and it's the connectivity, it's the resources, it's the journey mapping, the connective tissue that actually they've all talked about as most important. Talk about that and TEDCO's role in that.
No question. And so, you know, obviously, cash is king. There's no question about that. I think you and I have talked about this, but you know, if you don't have the right talent, Nicola talked about, if you don't have the right talent, if you don't have access to customers, if you don't have a game plan, it doesn't matter how much cash you might have. And so, yes, part of what TEDCO's role is not just providing those financial resources, but all the resources that need. And I love your word. It is about a journey. And you know, the thing about journeys have maps. Journeys have way stations. Journeys have detours. Journeys have, sometimes you have to go backwards in order to go forwards. Journeys have flat tires. Radiators may overflow. Car may run out of gas. And I bring up those analogies to say that this isn't, you've heard me say this, and hope you know your viewers get that this shit ain't linear. This is not a linear journey. It's a journey of twists and turns and backwards and forwards. And what I hope that entrepreneurs hear from TEDCO and hear from today is that it is about a journey, and it's your journey. And don't compare your journey to somebody else's. Make it your journey, and your journey will be in whatever path it needs to go with the resources that we will bring to you and our ecosystem partners that are here today.
Now, that journey and the map you talk about, I mean, we often talk about Maryland, but Maryland's part of a world stage these days, and today was significant for you all. You had several international partnership signings today. Could you talk about why those are important?
I'm excited. So back to that journey acceleration. That, you know, yes, the U.S. is the world's biggest market, and you can't deny that, and Maryland's a big part of that. But to open up opportunities in a foreign country, allowing your product or service to be into that, to understand how you might pivot into that, it just is exciting. And it's not just about those markets, about supply chains. These are, and I'm not trying to make a publicity, you know, even with all the tariffs, there are these supply chains that are global. And so what we want to be able to do is open up these markets, these opportunities to entrepreneurs. And so as a really specific example, we have a company called N5 Sensors that helps detect smoke, forest fires early. And I don't know if people know this, but the country, South Korea, is 70% mountains and forest. And so they have a huge issue with forest fires. N5 is already there working with their Department of Forestry to help detect smoke with a German manufacturer of some of the equipment, and working with some folks there in South Korea. So we already have one of our portfolio companies understanding the globalization of their product. And so we want to make sure that through our relationship with Taiwan now, and South Korea, and now Jordan, that those opportunities get presented to our entrepreneurs and to our portfolio company, and to not just our portfolio company, but any company that's in Maryland. We want to open that opportunity to them. So I'm extremely excited about that.
Well, it's extending the map, right? You're extending the TEDCO map to a much larger market.
Much longer opportunities again, because it's just about supply chains. Like for instance, our Taiwan agreement is $50 million. So the Taiwanese TATA group, the Taiwan Asian Investment, I can't remember the highest development authority, they're going to be putting up $50 million for companies that either want to enter the Taiwanese Asian market via Taiwan, have a Taiwanese supply chain as part of their equipment, or have a Taiwanese founder, and they're committing $500,000 to $2 million because that we will refer to them. And the reverse is true. Taiwanese companies that again establish a Maryland presence, meet our requirements at TEDCO, if we make an investment in them, they will also put money in it. So this is an amazing opportunity to again accelerate.
Yeah, that's an exciting accelerant.
Yeah.
So in today's market, there's a lot of exciting technologies and things that are happening with AI, cyber, quantum, life sciences, biotech. Where do you see Maryland's position in some of those? Where are we leading? And when you think of this,
the governor talked about the lighthouse sectors, lighthouse industries, and one of those is quantum. We had again Damasi here from IonQ. Clearly, quantum is going to be this emerging field, and it is emerging. But there are practical applications of quantum sensors, quantum navigation that's available. That actually IonQ is commercializing and is generating revenue off of. Artificial intelligence isn't a sector as much as it is a tool. I think people sometimes misunderstand it as a sector. It's truly a tool that's going to be a part of everything that we do, whether it's helping the kids do the homework or cheat on the test, all the way through helping researchers think about the next form of medicine or the next form of vaccine. And so it's a tool to help us do better analytics at a better and faster rate. And so clearly we have a strong depth in computer science. And then you marry AI with cyber, with quantum, you got this whole new area. And so I believe, and I think you've not talked about this, Chris, I'm less excited about individual sectors. I'm more excited about the intersection of sectors. So that intersection of cyber and quantum and AI, that's exciting. The intersection of AI, quantum, cyber, and agriculture, that's exciting sector. And so I think where we will lead, matter of fact, I know where we will lead, is not in a sector per se, but at the intersection of those sectors where we have strength.
Several people have talked about diversity as Maryland's strength, and not just demographic diversity, which we lead in a lot of areas, but the industry diversity too. What you're talking about, that convergence of these diverse industries who are all strong here. And
we can't. I think the world is moving beyond thinking about a sector in itself. I think it's matter of fact. I know. We're thinking about how these interact with one another, and we're borrowing. If you're a computing company, you're using some AI tools, and you probably got some cyber in there, and maybe you're doing a life science piece, and so all these things are coming together, and all these pieces we have here in Maryland.
Now, Troy, one of the things I really appreciate as TEDCO is you don't stand still. You're always innovating, and you're always building new programs based on what you're hearing from entrepreneurs in the region. Can you talk about any programs that have come out this past year that you're just really excited about that you're introducing to?
Well, one thing is lingo, and we haven't been as proactive as this. Is people know we're a quasi-government agency, which means we're kind of government, kind of not. And so one of the things we want to do in our language is move to less of a government a lingo and more of a business. And so moving from programs, which is more of a government, to services. And what are the services that we're bringing, and to your point, and also to your point, how do we wrap those services in a way that personalize for that journey? And so I'd like to talk about this. And so the answer to your question is, we're going to be launching in the next couple of weeks on My TEDCO. That's going to allow folks, so Chris and Bob us can log in. We'll get some information for you, using some intelligence, and we'll be able to begin to map your journey and do what I say, introduce you to rooms in a TEDCO house. And so you're going to get a digital concierge that's going to say, Chris, here's the rooms you need. But here's the really cool part. As Chris keeps giving us really good information and we keep talking to Chris, we'll be able to get predictive and say, Chris, in 6 months, here's the other rooms in the house. Here are the services that you need. And here's what's even cooler, Chris. As we get smarter and we get more information, we'll be able to be predictive. Say when the next version of Chris comes along, we'll say, we got an 85% certainty that if you touch these rooms in this house, you're going to be a success. That's going to be the cool part, right? When we can start being predictive about your journeys when you come to us and then being predictive about where you're going in your journeys. So that's the type of stuff we're launching.
Well, that's exciting. Talk about convergence of different industries. I mean, you talk about you're a firm that's using the technologies to deliver better for your sons.
Absolutely.
Well, Troy, thank you so much for all
Chris,
you do.
Always, brother.
This is an exciting day. I'm very excited about everything going on.
Your folks here may not be able to tell, but there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of noise, and it's all good. It's all for a good cause. It's all for a great cause.
Yeah. Something that you're really passionate about is collisions. This is a day there's a lot of collisions.
There are a lot of collisions happening, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that means new gravitational constants are being created.
Indeed. Well, Troy, thank you for everything you
Thank
do
you,
and for having me today. Again,
you.
we're live from the 2025 TEDCO Expo, the last TEDCO Expo. My name is Chris Frew with BuyBuzz. Thank you for joining us.